after St Andrews and did work there, we had a week in Isle of Arran.
Yeah.
Okay, which is a really cool little island off the west coast of Scotland. You've got to get a ferry across. The ferry crossing was so rough, it was ridiculous. Literally everyone was throwing up, which was a bit horrible. I don't get seasick, thankfully, but pretty much everyone else was. I am hard. Thankfully, because I think if anyone else, honestly, it would have been.
I would have been 100% sick.
It was pretty horrendous. Anyway, there's 7 golf courses on the island, and the last time I went there, I was 12 years old. Probably. Maybe this, I think, thinking about it, the same year as it was in 98.
Oh my days.
God, I had a proper nostalgic trip away, didn't I? And I went with my mum and we went for a week, and the 7 golf courses on the island. We played all 7 days in a week and loved it. And took my kids over there, and we had a really nice week. The weather, again, wasn't great, but this, that, and the other. Anyway, beat around the bush. I kept driving past this one particular golf course called Lamlash Golf Course, okay? And every time I drove past it, it's on the main road, it looked in pristine condition. I was like, I'm itching to play golf. I've not played golf for a week and a half. I'm itching to play golf. Didn't have my clubs or anything on me. So dropped in on the Friday and spoke to the starter there. Said, I'd love to play golf in the morning. I don't have any clubs. So there was a really kind of oldie worldy kind of little shop, like tiny little shop, probably no bigger than this room that we're in right now. And in the corner there was a couple of like bags, and it just had a tag on it like hire me for a tenner. So because I wanted to tee off really early, I paid there and then. So I paid my £40 green fee, and my £10 to hire the golf clubs, and I took the golf clubs away. And I'm thinking to myself, if I actually left the island now, this is the best £50 I've ever spent. So I've just got a brand.
Is that what those clubs are in the corner?
And so you'll like this. So it's 18 holes.
Yeah.
It's a par 64. Okay.
Talk to me.
I teed off at 6:55.
Yeah.
I was done at 8:57.
Oh wow.
I did it in 2 hours, 2 minutes. I wasn't really counting score, but I was a little bit as well. I thankfully shot in the 60s. And my clubs, you'll love
talk me
this.
through the what's in the bag.
You'll love this. So apparently these were the clubs from the ex-captain. Okay.
Right, okay.
So kicking things off, I took a few little pictures.
Yeah.
Kicking things off, I had they're all tailor-made. Everything was tailor-made. I had an RBZ driver.
Nice.
The green
white
one. The green and white one. In 10.5 degrees regular.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Little draw.
I had 3 fairway woods. RBZ Stage 2.
Oh, a bit more yellow on them.
Do you remember that one? That
yeah,
kind
I
of
do.
like head. That head.
I do.
Okay. Iron wise, I'm
going to go rocket blades.
No, older. Did I not take a picture of the irons?
Racks.
Well, this was the face of the irons. I don't think I took a picture of the back of them.
So you got the grooves all the way across the face.
All the way across.
Is that an old burner set then?
I can't believe I'm not taking a picture of the irons. They were the irons.
Yes.
We'll put these in the visual podcast episode. God, what were they called now?
I think were they not the burners?
There was something like that. I had a ping.
Oh, with the old ping. Oh, wow. The insert ping on the face. Yeah.
In like 36-inch bloody length. It was the longest putter I've ever used. Oh, there's the irons. They were super steel burner.
Yeah. Remember them.
And then, so I had 3 iron down to sand wedge. And I'd realised when I took the higher bag out, there was 3 golf balls in the bag. Okay. And it was quite a tight golf course. So I played majority of the round with a noodle.
A Max Fly noodle.
Long and soft, which had definitely seen better days.
Yeah.
Wow, I was battered in it. And just before, because I don't know why I did this. When I was in the pro shop the day before, there was a little bucket with golf balls in. And I saw a Strata Tour Professional. With what number on?
1.
If you remember.
Zeros.
Strata was like one of the first brands to actually put 0.
Didn't they do the playing
ball.
Cards as well?
Yeah, aces and diamonds and stuff. So I honestly, that round of golf made me, and the view. Look at the views.
Yeah, it looks.
It was absolutely gorgeous, and the golf course was really, really interesting. Even though it was only par 64 and like 4,500 yards, the par 4s were quite tough. The par 3s, I think there was 3 of them over 200 yards.
My days.
There was one par 3, the 12th hole, which honestly is the hardest par 3 I've ever played in my life. It was like 230 yards up the hill and immediately out of bounds left. Like, it was so hard. It was like, basically, I played as like a par 4. If I play golf like that, in that setting for the rest of the life, I'd actually be a happy man. I would, honestly. I loved it. 2 hours to 18 holes. That type of golf course would still keep your game sharp.
Yeah.
Because you're hitting a lot of long irons, like long par 3s. I didn't take the flag out once. I didn't mark my ball once. I didn't really read greens. One of the hardest things to get over was having no rangefinder.
Ah, yeah.
Mate, honestly,
feel.
it's game changing. I might never use a rangefinder ever again. No, it was just, it proper reminded me. And again, I know I'm walking down this memory lane.
Junior golf.
Yeah. Junior golf.
You find a Pro V1 in the trees next day. I've got a Pro V1. Yes, I've got a Pro V1.
There was one time where I nearly lost my Max Fly noodle. I reckon I searched for 7 minutes for it.
Oh, it's penalties.
I know, but I was on my own. I just still got around in 2 hours. Like, I just honestly, absolutely
There's something about that stripping it all the way back. Like you said, it's just you on the golf course. Score really is obviously irrelevant. Even the old clubs as well.
Yeah.
It just,
and they weren't, a 10.5 degree regular driver, totally not what I'd normally use, but I just didn't care.
Yeah.
I just really, really loved it. And it's funny, as I was coming down the last few holes, I was thinking, do I move here? Do I just play here for the rest of my life? Because again, the issue is, I had a beautiful morning for it. Like, it was literally perfect. But the amount of times I was like, but it's not going to be like this. It's going to be windy. It's going to be wet. It's going to be horrible. Yeah. But there was something just so romantic about it. This kind of like idea of just hitting golf shots. I wasn't really thinking.
It's almost like, though, no matter what hobby you have or whatever you get into, there's something, like you said, romantic about stripping it all back. And it's like, obviously, if you go running, for example, I'm similar to you. I'll have an Apple Watch on. I have decent trainers. I'll have special running shorts, do all this stuff. Sorry. And then you go for a run. But then equally, occasionally you'll see like maybe an older person who's got a battered old pair of trainers on, no technology whatsoever, and just pounding the pavement. And it's like, something about that isn't no headphones, nothing. Yeah. And it's like that with golf. Just sometimes stripping it all the way back on the golf course with battered old clubs, it's better.
I left my phone in the bag for 90% of the round. I only took it out to take a few nice pictures because I wanted to remember it. But it was just really, really nice. And because I think I maybe had 3 golf balls in my bag, I didn't, normally if I'd maybe played on my own, if I'd hit a dodgy shot, I'd go, I'm just going to, let me just play that again or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't even do that. Now, naturally, because I'm used to counting up my score, I ended up counting up my score, and I wanted to keep forgetting my score. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. I was like, it's not about the score, but the golfer in me kept adding up my score. But yeah, honestly, I really, really, really loved it. And I got back in after my 18 holes, and Drew, who was the starter, who I met the day before, kind of was gobsmacked that I'd already played 18. And he ended up saying to me, he said, I believe you're quite well known. It's like, he said, do you make blogs? And I said, oh yeah, I do some YouTube videos. He said, what about it? I said, golf. He went, oh right. He said, when I put your name on the system, I had about 5 members ringing up asking, is it actually you playing?
Oh my days.
But no, it's honestly, I really just loved it. It was such a wonderful experience. Anyway.